Hello and welcome to the fifth session of Java video series. In this session we will be talking about the remaining literals in Java. We have talked about the literals related to integer literals, and they were basically byte, short, int, long related. We have talked about the number representation forms. We have talked about the floating point literals, and we have discussed some points related to that. Next topic is Boolean literals. So let's talk about Boolean literals. So before going further with the topic, let me remind you the definition of literals. Literal is any constant value which can be assigned to a variable. So Boolean literals are only two. They are true and false. There is no other literal associated with Boolean, and that is why true and false are also called as reserved literals. So the only allowed values for Boolean data types are true or false. So this being said, let's talk about character literals. Characters, as we have already studied about them in the previous video sessions, characters are something which are enclosed in single quotes, and they are only singly available in the single quotes. It means starting single quote, then any of the available or valid character literal, and then the closing character literal. So within single quotes only one character is allowed. We can specify character literal as single character within single quotes. So that what it really meant. Now we can specify character literal as integer literal. Okay, say if we have character and we specify char and then the variable name say ch, so ch is of type char, and then we assign it a value, say a capital A or an uppercase letter A within single quotes, then that ch contains A. But say I do not want to assign it A, and the corresponding Unicode for the capital letter or uppercase letter A is 65, and I assign it as follows, like a char, then ch, then equal sign, and then I put 65 and then semicolon. So in this case, because the range of the number 65 is in the range of 0 to 65535, so char literal is happily going to allocate this value which is 65 to the associated character. So 65 is associated with the capital letter A, and it will be happily assigned to the char ch. Now we can represent char literal as in Unicode representation. So what is the Unicode representation? The presentation over which is shown like this is a Unicode representation. That is a single quote followed by a backward slash, then U, then X, and then the closing single quote. So these X are 4-digit hexadecimal numbers. Say if we have only 2 hexadecimal digits present, like this, only 2 present, then the remaining 2 will become 0. So this being said, it means that say if we have A and C available, then the hexadecimal number will be 00AC in case of Unicode representation of character literals. And every escape character is a valid character literal, char literal. Alright. So escape character is something like which is present inside the table. So /n, /n, the description of such an escape character is new line, and we can see the description of remaining characters corresponding to their description column. So /t means horizontal tab, /r means carriage return, /b backspace, it means the cursor is going back, or it's going to work like a backspace which is also available on the keyboard. Then /f means form feed, then slash and a single quote means single quote. It is going to print a single quote onto the screen, and this one, which is single quote followed by a double quote, is going to print a double quote onto the screen, and slash followed by a slash, backward slash followed by backward slash is going to print backslash onto the screen. So insert a backslash if we want single or double quotes or slash to be printed onto the screen or read as such, and not some special symbol. We will be talking about all these points which we have discussed so far by using programs. So talking about the string literals now. So string literal, any sequence of characters which is present inside the double quotes is treated as a string. This is For now, the best possible definition that I can give you. In the later video sessions, we will be discussing about the string in great details, because the string is of very much importance to us in daily life, as well as Java has many functions and many functionalities related to string. But for now, the definition to which I want to adhere is any sequence of characters within double quotes is treated as string literal. So say string and then the variable name s, then assignment operator equals, then within double quotes, this is my name. So this Harith is going to behave like a string literal, and I can use many functions available inside the java.lang class, which is also associated with the java.lang package in short. So next, 1.7 version enhancements with respect to literal. So before really going to this topic, let me run you through the facts that I have discussed for now. Consider the example which is present on the screen. So here we have boolean b equals true. So true being a literal of type boolean, then this assignment is perfectly alright. There is no complications related to the assignment compatibility. But in second statement we have boolean b equals 0. So what we are doing here, we are trying to assign an int type of value to a boolean type. So the compiler is going to flag incompatibility error stating incompatible types. Found int, it has found an int and it required a boolean type. So a very meaningful error generated by the Java compiler once again. Now boolean b equals true. In this case we have true, but t inside the literal is in caps. So it is not actually the reserved literal. It is somewhat behaving like an identifier. So compiler is going to ask for the definition related to this true with the uppercase letter T, and we have not defined the true inside our program. So it will say that okay, it cannot find symbol because this is not a literal, this is not a value. So it's going to ask for true, and we have not defined true. So it will say that it cannot find symbol. Which symbol? Symbol is variable true, and at which location? Location is class test or any class name in which it is present. Next comes boolean b equals to true. This is a string because this is enclosed within double quotes. So we cannot assign a string type to boolean type. Again, an incompatibility error will be generated by the Java compiler. Now next example states that int x is equals to 0. Okay, we have declared an integer x which contains 0, and then we have assigned if x, then we are trying to print some value over there, and then else, and then some value over here. It means if this is true, then it is going to print this, else this will be printed onto the screen. But when compiler checks the value x equals 0, it's going to flag an error, because in the syntax of if, inside the brackets, what data type is expected, it is boolean type, and it will find an int type. So again, it is somewhat similar to the statement like this. So it's going to flag an error stating incompatible types, found int, and required boolean. And similar is the case in case of while statement over there. So now let me quickly run these codes, and I will be copying all these to the test, and let's copy this, save it, and I'll try to javac and test.java and see the errors. Okay, these are the errors related. So let me comment this out, 1, comment this out as well, 2, and comment this one out as well. So after commenting this out, I have to comment this out, and I have to comment this out as well, because this will be a comment. So let's save this file and see if this is the right assignment related to the Java compiler. So javac test.java, and it's compiling fine, it means the right assignment. Then let's comment this line and uncomment this one, So uncommenting this line makes this code an error. Error is incompatible types, as explained. Now let's comment this out once again and uncomment the next line, and we will compile this one once again and see the error related. Okay, the error says cannot find symbol as expected, variable is true, class is test. In my case, because class is test, so that's why the class name is test over here. Next, let's comment this one out and uncomment this one, save it, and then once again try to compile and see what's the error. Error is incompatible types, found string, whereas required is boolean. So this being said, let's move on to this example in which we have segment of code as written down inside the notepad. So copy pasting the code and then trying to compile it. After saving it will see that it has found an error, which is incompatibility error, and then once again going back to the literal document and saving this code as well into the test file, replacing this code once again and saving. Okay, while 1 or while x, so it's the same because this is a number or an integer and it expects a boolean type, so the error should be the same, stating that incompatible types and found int required is boolean. So this being said, let's move on further with the slideshow. In this I have a character. Okay, we are now talking about the character literals. So character ch equals to a, this is a perfectly valid character, and assignment of a literal to a character ch, it's valid. Char ch equals to a, because this is not inside single quotes, that is why it is going to flag an error stating a is not defined, and hence it cannot find where is a. It will set cannot find symbol a, variable is a, which is a symbol, and then location is class test again, or whatever be the class name in which this statement is present. Then char ch equals to double quotes, it means it's a string, so we are trying to assign a string to a character literal. Again an incompatibility error will be flagged. Okay, this one is somewhat special. We can see from the notes that single quote a, b, and then closing quotes, we are getting 3 errors in this case. One, where this quote is opening, after a it requires a closing quote, but it finds a b, so it will flag an error stating that unclosed char literal, right? Second, it will find this closing quote, but it does not find the matching opening quote, so it will say again the same error, unclosed char literal, and it will state a and b is not a Java statement, is the third error which we will get. Also, we have talked about the assignment of the integer literals to character literals. Although the data type character has a range from 0 to 65535, so any number which is larger than 655 will not be assigned to the character, right? And it's gonna say that okay, there is a possible loss of precision. It is mistyped. Let me correct it. So it's say possible loss of precision because number has exceeded. Right, we have discussed about possible loss of precision a lot. So let me compile these codes, these statements into the test file. So here let us remove and replace the code with this one. I'll try to change the names so that we do not get any error, but there will be errors listed onto the command prompt related to these statements, but this will be alright. So after saving this, let's once again compile the test and we'll see a list of 3 errors available over here. What is the error? Error says unclosed char literal. Okay, it has caught the AB sorry. So char ch3 is equals to unclosed char literal, again unclosed char literal again, and not a statement as discussed already. So three statements occur in this case. Removing this one and trying to compile the remaining two, will get this two errors stating cannot find symbol, right? So A is not a literal, so it's gonna look for A and it will not find it inside the program, and it will state that it cannot find the symbol. Which symbol? Symbol is variable A, and the location related to it is class test. So, and there is other error as well, which states that char ch2, which is this, is in double quotes and stating the incompatibility error, right? Required is char and found is string. So this being said, let's move on quickly to the next few points. We have discussed about the range related to char. So let's quickly run these statements onto the program, and let's paste it over here, save the code, and let's change the variable names as well, so that we don't really have to comment and uncomment the program each time to see the errors and related outputs. Compiling this program is going to give me one error stating ch4 65536 is not in the range of ch4. So that is why there is a possible loss of precision, because the range related to char is 65535. And if I comment this one out, so this error will be removed, and saving the code so that the reflect change which are done inside the program. So it now prints, it now compiles the program successfully. It means C65535 is perfectly alright. Also, it's an octal assignment, because integer literals can be represented in octal form. 0x is also a valid assignment, because hexadecimal number system can also represent integer literals. System ch, it should print out A, because ch is assigned 97. So where is A? To find A, we have to run this program, and this can print A onto the screen, as we can see over here. So this being said, let's save this file once again, closing the screen, and we can see that this is all about character literals. The next point which we have studied was that this is the particular format in which we can represent the character literals in Unicode format. So it was a single quote and a closing quote, and inside the quotes there is backward slash and then a U and then 4 hexadecimal digits. So these basically are 4 hexadecimal digits, and if I try to run these lines of code inside my program, it will show me the output as I have mentioned onto the screen, because maybe 61 is equivalent to 97. So let's just compile the program, and then we will run the program, and we'll see an A again. So say if I change the value over here from 61 to 6 and F, so it should also be a valid number, because according to us this is these are the digits which are present in hexadecimal form, and F is a valid digit, so it should compile fine, and it compiles fine, and again the result is the corresponding alphabet letter of the alphabet present inside the series. So this being said, this is all about character literals and the escape sequence. We have studied about the escape sequence. We can use these escape sequence inside our program to, here we have /m. M was not there inside the list which we have discussed, so it's an illegal escape character. The compiler is going to flag an error in this case. Let's quickly run these lines of code as well inside the program, and get rid of these similar variable names, and then again coming back to the command prompt, compiling, and we'll get the error related to M only over here. So if I comment the 2 lines and then save the code once again and then try to compile the program, it will state the 3 errors once again because the above 2 are already correct. So unclosed literals, first of all it is related to single quotes, then unclosed literals, and then illegal escape character. So basically there are 3 errors we got in this case. And let's move further with the document. To print a single quote, we need to precede it with a backward slash. To print a single slash, we need to precede it with again a backward slash. So let's just quickly print these lines of code onto the command prompt by saving our code inside the test.java file, and we can see that it's working fine. And this is single quote, this is slash symbol, and to print the double quote, say if I write down a double quote, then this double quote will be matched with this double quote and this double quote will be unmatched. So compiler is going to flag an error pertaining to this statement, and we can see that reached end of file while parsing. 4 errors actually we got, and what it says, okay, these are some of the errors. So it's basically a wrong way to represent a double quote. In order to represent double quote inside the print statement, we have to use the backward slash, and it will print the double quote as we can see on the command prompt screen. So let's move on further, and we can see 666636 is not the correct option because it is out of the range. Where is also false because R is not the correct hexadecimal form. Face is correct, but it is not inside the single quotes. This is true because it is satisfying all the required conditions to represent the char literal in Unicode format. This is also wrong, we have studied. And I is also not recognized. Besides that, it is face is correct, but I is not there inside the hexadecimal format, and it is not U and it is I, so that's why the format is also not matched. So all these statements are going to be false. So let me quickly run these as well. It's taking to the file, and after going through file, let me just quickly change the names. 3, 4, 5, and the remaining one can be left because it's already a different name. And we can see 7 errors. Let's study the errors related. It says semicolon is expected where cat ch2 bear. Okay, this is false, right? ch5m, again unclosed, illegal escape and unclosed, iface and m are giving the errors. So let's comment out these lines of code, iface, mface, and this one. So bear should also give the error. Maybe it was not able to give it, but it will give it now anyway. So one error we got which says ch2. Okay, it was giving the error related to ch2, so it was giving the error. Okay, it has got all the errors in one go. Now if we try to compile the program, uface should give the error, and if we try to compile once again, it's one error once again. It cannot find symbol underscore uface over here, so this is also wrong, and it means there is only one statement which is true inside this, which we have discussed. So let's run this one more time, and we see that it is actually compiling fine. Now the example of string s is this. I think it's not a big deal to understand this example related to string s, and it's also a simple program. So let me just quickly run this and finish this session off. So after compiling, we are finding that it compiles fine. It means the assignment of a string is going to the string, and this way we have seen that how we can assign strings to strings, character literals to characters, booleans, floating points, and integer literals. Thank you very much for listening and stay tuned for more. I hope I will be providing more of it in the future. Bye.